I don't know.
I don't know what.
That's right. You saw behind the curtain. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, collectors of all ages, welcome back to AussieVerse. Thank you very much for taking time out of your busy Thursday night and normal busy schedules to be joining us here today. My first question to the audience is, are you a subscriber? Because statistically, did you know that over 40% of AussieVerse's viewers are not subscribers? Why? I don't know. But did you know that we gave away a $100 Amazon gift voucher for our 400 subscriber giveaway bonanza? And we are very close to our 500 subscriber giveaway. Do you want to win something? Do you want to claim something for free from AussieVerse? Then do yourselves a favor. Be a subscriber where you can be part of the AussieVerse. I am OmniBeau, joined by Ryan, Grodd Watson, Steve, and Sharif.
Hey there. You got our special guest. We've got Optimus Primal here too.
If you are interested in giving us ideas for shows, critiquing the shows, giving us any advice whatsoever, just socializing, whatever it is you may want to do, then go hit us up on Instagram at AussieVerse_Comx, where you can also find our wonderful, amazing, sensational, amazing graphic designer, editor, and thumbnail creator, A_51 Designs. How are you, team?
I'm always amazed at how good you are at plugging these things.
You're ready to go, coach.
It just flows.
Hey, if you think I'm good at this, you should see my OnlyFans page. That's where I really shine.
I'm not familiar with that.
You've got to pay for those Omnis somehow.
On near mint condition, one of the minties had a great idea for a custom shirt that I really want to get done, and that is in the OnlyFans font. You make a shirt that says OmniFans.
Oh, that's pretty good. That's pretty good.
I thought this was going to lead to only Ben Riley fans. That's where I thought this was going.
Come on, look at this.
So there'd be only one purchase of that T-shirt. The only Ben Riley one.
Oh, yeah, get kicked.
How dare you?
Oh, sorry, it's a bit of a drive-by.
Oh my God! That's like telling me that you've cheated on me, Grodd.
I have.
Steve, thank you so much for gracing us with your presence back to the AussieVerse. It is such a wonderful treat to have you with us. How are you, sir?
Very good, and it's great for you all to see me again. Nice to be back. Nice to be back. As we were talking about before the show, yeah, I do have life as well. It gets in the way of stuff, but awesome to be back. I'm looking forward to talking about a few interesting things this evening.
And that is a great segue into trailer. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. There has been trailers from Brazil Comic-Con, is it?
Yeah.
This can be a totally ignorant perspective of myself, but why does Brazil get the announcements? What's so special in that part of the world where they get these announcements? Please enlighten me.
Well, you got to start somewhere.
They wanted to get this stuff out before Christmas, and it's the perfect place.
Yeah, because all the studios sort of shut down over Christmas, don't they? And so it's the perfect time. just before they shut down to release everything they had and let people stew on it for like 2 or 3 weeks.
And I bet you the weather there is a lot better than here in Melbourne because it's as cold as a witch's tit in Melbourne.
Take your word for the witch's tit thing.
We're worlds apart, Steve. We've been averaging 36 for the past 5 days.
Yeah. We're lucky if we get 4 days of the week that adds up to 36.
Yeah. We're currently under that.
Yep.
Let's go around the room and let's just say quickly, what is the most exciting trailer that you are excited for? We have Indiana Jones. We have Transformers. Is it called Beast Wars?
Rise of the Beasts.
Rise of the Beasts. And we also have Guardians of the Galaxy 3. Sharif, which one of those 3 are you most excited for?
Oh man, when Primer just popped up,
Please, which one are you most excited for?
I can't top that, so the same as him.
Grodd, which one are you most excited for?
I'm actually most excited for Indiana Jones. Sorry
Nice.
to go something different. I just thought it looked fun. It looked old school Indiana Jones. I like the look of it. One funny thing, I still love how it's, you know, how they punch in Indiana Jones. You get that. They still have that. I realised, and I thought it looked great. Don't get me wrong. Transformers looked cool, but yeah, the last few movies have just sort of dimmed my expectations.
Really? After Bumblebee? Bumblebee was such a good movie, though.
Bumblebee was a good movie.
Hang on. We'll get to that. What is your most anticipated movie?
Transformers. Why wouldn't it be Transformers? We're getting Beast Wars stuff.
Fair enough. For me personally, I think I can't help being a Marvel fanboy. I want Guardians of the Galaxy because of the cameos, of the further progression of the Marvel universe. Blah blah blah. That's
but does Guardians have a big cybernetic gorilla who is from the future?
Well,
who's voiced by Ron Perlman.
That too.
Hey! When it comes to James Gunn, you definitely don't know.
It could be a gorilla in there. It could be robotic.
Yeah.
All right. Let's start, shall we? Transformers, because I know Ryan wants to get a bit off his chest. Transformers Rise of the Beasts, which should have been called Beast Wars. Ryan, take it away.
So Rise of the Beasts. So this trailer, we get a nice look at our G1 Optimus Prime-esque design that we have seen in this movie, which is actually from the very end of the Bumblebee movie. That for some reason, people are not happy with this design for some reason. I don't know why they're not happy with it.
Difference. I don't know what this G1 means.
Yeah.
Generation 1. So it's the very original design of Optimus Prime.
Are you saying that the original Michael Bay ones, Optimus Prime?
No. So what he looks like in this movie, it's very similar to what he looked like in the original cartoon.
Yeah. But what about the original Transformer movies? Is it different?
Yeah, of course it's different.
Yeah.
Oh, I have not noticed.
He's just purely red in the cartoons and stuff like this. And in the first few Michael Bay movies, he had like flames, blue flames, and stuff
he's
like
that. In the Michael Bay movies, he's majority blue with red highlights.
Yeah,
gotcha.
Fair enough.
And we get our introduction to their first live action adaptation, the Maximals, and what they transform into, being beasts. Our first live action interpretation of Transformers turning into animals, even though we've already gotten Transformers who turn into humans. We got that first.
Which is not enough.
So please educate us, because I have all of the Beast Wars box sets on my shelf, but it's been many I was going to say year, but let's be honest, many a decade since I've seen the cartoon. So you've got the Manimals,
The Maximals and the
the
Predacons.
the Predator.
By the looks of things, we're not getting Predacons in this movie, and we're only getting a select number of Maximals in this movie.
Oh, okay.
With the main ones being like Rhinox, Cheetor, Optimus Primal. Doesn't look like we're getting Rat Trap. We're getting Air Razor.
So will this have? I've gone blank of the bad guy's name. Oh my god,
Megatron.
Megatron. Will this have Megatron in it?
I don't think he's making his way into this movie, unfortunately.
Right. So who's the big bad guy?
So they're doing a bit of a different bad guy. So the group that they're using is called the Terracons. So normally the Terracons are like a combiner team. In this interpretation, they're going for something different to what we would normally see. And Scourge in G1 at least, he's brought back to life by Unicron. So I suspect we may be getting Scourge as a harbinger of Unicron in this movie to build Unicron up throughout the trilogy.
We're going to space, baby.
That's really confusing for me. That's a lot of words. I don't know what they mean.
A lot of ons.
A lot of ons, yeah.
So Unicron is like, you know what Unicron is, don't you?
Yes,
Unicorn.
Unicron.
Unicron. Planet-sized transformer that eats planets. That's the best way to describe him.
So I think
The Galactus.
I think the Galactus, yeah. I think Grodd and I are in the same boat where we want to be excited for this. The trailer looks great. It's hard not to get pumped for it, but that's the way we've felt with the last few trailers. Am I correct, Grodd?
Well, like I'm a big Transformers fan since I was a kid. My biggest heartbreak is what they did to Hot Rod. So
Hot Rod.
Hey?
They made him French.
Yeah, I know. And took them, 4 or 5 movies to get him in, and then that's it. That's all they gave me. Yeah. So it's, that was my favourite as a kid, and my life revolved around Hot Rod and stuff like that. So, still hurting that. So I'll give it time. I'll always watch them, but yeah, it still hurt me. Which I did notice. Who's the one that's supposed to be with? Because the new actor is Anthony Ramos, who's the guy who's in Hamilton, the original Hamilton musical, and he's in Washington Heights. So I noticed he's getting the gig, which is cool. Good young actor. He's pretty funny and he's talented. What's that Transformer with him? Is that Jazz or not?
No, it's not Jazz. It's actually Mirage.
Mirage.
So they've actually flipped the design because Mirage is normally he's like a Formula One race car normally.
Mirage is voiced by Pete Davidson, isn't it?
Don't remind me of that.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah. Saturday Night Live comedian. He's one he's making his way through the Kardashians.
Everybody.
Fair enough. Sharif, how do you feel about? Sorry, Mark.
I was going to say he started dating Kim after Kanye, and Kanye got real upset about it for a bit.
I feel like he's still upset about it a little bit.
Yeah, he even dated what's her name, Ariana Grande as well for a little bit, and yeah.
Right. Okay. So he's pulled some good partners there. Okay, Sharif, how do you feel about Transformers?
I only watched it when that one time when it first came out. Damn, things were moving so fast. Just glimpses here and there, and I kept going. Especially, did I see a T-Rex there for a second?
Ooh, not that I saw.
T-Rex.
I didn't see any dino.
I thought so, and I thought, might not be.
Don't tease me like this. Was he purple?
I'm going to need you to go back and clarify this.
I saw a monkey, I saw a cheetah, I saw a hawk, and that's it.
Gorillas are different to monkeys, Bo.
Just keep that in mind.
They're a great ape.
All right, Steve, how did you feel watching this trailer?
It's going to be cool. Like one thing I've always enjoyed about the Transformers movies is visually they're really good. Really good. The effects, everything are amazing. And look, I'm not a massive Transformers head, but anytime there's one on TV or if I'm going through Netflix or one of the streaming services and I'll see it, I'll sit down and watch it again because they're just been really enjoyable films. So this one I'll look at this one though, it's a bit different to the others. So actually bringing the animal aspect to it, it's going to be pretty awesome to watch. And just that little clip of Optimus Prime, I reckon they've got the design spot on. It looks bloody brilliant.
Yeah.
This one specifically, they wanted to change things up a little bit because, like the last 6 movies, they've all been just the Autobot Decepticon conflict. This one, they've gone, okay, that we've done that in 6 other movies. I think we can put that to bed for a little bit and do something new.
Yep, 100%. So, where are you as the biggest probably Transformers fan in AussieVerse, Ryan? What do you hope to see in this film? Where do you hope it goes? And how would you like it to end with, these comic book sort of cliffhanger sort of things?
I suppose the best thing they can do is just tell a self-contained story that can build to something bigger if they really want to, and if they are afforded the opportunity to, as opposed to giving us something like Transformers: The Last Night, which is not very good and just feels very stuffed with So here's Bumblebee in World War II. Do you want to see that movie?
Fair enough.
I think they got to. Yeah, I think Ryan's right. They got to focus a bit more on the story aspect of it because the past, apart from Bumblebee, you're right, Ryan, that was a great movie. But why was that a great movie? Because it was story based. I feel it wasn't big machines just bashing up against each other like a 4-year-old kid playing with toys. So
4-year-old kid, I still do that.
Right, like a Ryan. A bit of story based. We still get the cool fights because you've got to have that Transformers. You're paying all this money for the CGI and all this sort of stuff. You might as well have a cool fights. But still, you've got to put a really good sort of base story into it that brings the crowd in. Otherwise, we'll just enjoy the visual aspects, but maybe not enjoy the whole movie as a whole.
This may just be me, but I feel like after the first Transformers movie, they lost the plot.
Yes.
Yeah. As soon as they made humans Transformers and made I can't remember which movie it was, maybe the third one where they'd I don't even know how to describe it, but where they would transform in that wavy pattern.
No, that's the fourth one.
Yeah,
everything after the third one is right off.
Oh, it was so bad.
Yeah, agree with you there, Ron. I didn't mind the third one. I thought it was good. It was just I forget the name of the third one, but I did think it was almost supposed to be 2 movies because it was a really long movie and they had a lot to jam pack in there. And then all of a sudden, it was finished. So yeah.
I remember being super pumped for the dinosaur one because I was always about the dinosaur Transformers. That's the thing that I loved as a kid. And the intro to that movie was awesome. I loved it. But then it didn't quite live up to it throughout the whole movie, did it?
We didn't quite get the Dinobots until like the last 10 minutes properly, did we?
Yeah. Yeah, they didn't come until quite late.
Yeah.
All right. Any other thoughts forward for the Transformers before we move on?
I think I'm done. I got it all out.
Ryan needs a cigarette now and to lie down. Okay, moving on. Let's go to Grodd's most wanted movie out of those trailers, and that is Indiana Jones. Grodd, why have you picked this one as your number one?
It just really, like, I was watching it and just going, oh, I don't know if this is going to be good. I feel like they're hanging on to something that they shouldn't. And then I heard the music. And it just pumped me. And then I saw all the action sequences and stuff like that. And it's a nostalgic thing. I loved Indiana Jones. And the whole, where it's set as well, like in the 40s and 50s. And then you got the archaeology in it. And then you have a few of the old characters that have come back for it. And yeah, it all just come rushing back in one hit. Look, I don't expect massive things of it. Just purely because Harrison Ford's old, basically. But I still kind of like that he's doing it. What's he? Is he 80 now? He's almost 80 now, isn't he?
No way. Is he?
Pretty sure he was. All right, someone look it up.
He looks 80, I think.
Oh, wow. And they
The
just
thing I find with Indiana Jones, though, I'm worried that they're going to run this into the ground a bit, like they've done with Star Wars.
No, how can they do that, though, when, like, we've only had one new Indiana Jones movie?
Yeah, but it's very easy to do it. Look at Crystal Skull.
But you're contradicting yourself there, Ryan, because you just talked about how excited Transformers were.
Yeah, the difference there is they made a good last movie.
Did
Yeah,
they,
but
though?
they had bad ones too.
Yeah, but they redeemed themselves with a good movie.
Right, so this is what Indiana Jones is. They only had one bad movie because the first three were friggin' amazing.
Yeah, the first three are easily amazing movies. Raiders is a top 5 movie of all time for me.
So
Easy.
that's a pretty good percentage.
Yeah. I'd have to agree with Grodd there.
I don't trust Disney with this. I don't.
No.
Special effects, look at that. I'd have to agree with Grodd. I think Indiana Jones has been a staple of pop culture so strongly, which is a huge testament to the history of Indiana Jones when they haven't made movies as persistent as Star Wars, Transformers, Marvel movies. So for people to feel so nostalgic towards Indiana Jones still, after really only 4 films, which in this day and age is really nothing, it's a really huge testament to how much Indiana Jones means to people. And even though the last film wasn't that great, you play that music and people get excited, right?
It's iconic.
I would argue that the fourth one isn't bad. Like, it's just had a horrible ending.
To be honest with you, the only thing I remember about that last film is the nuclear bomb and him hiding in a fridge.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
I very specifically remember from that film the very end of it where Indiana Jones gets married and then drops his hat and then his son just picks it up. Shia LaBeouf. Where's Shia LaBeouf now, huh? Where's he?
Shia
Well, he
LaBeouf.
was Transformers
Keep
too.
doing it!
Yeah, but he's dead in Transformers now.
Is he?
Maybe
Yeah.
he's in Indiana Jones.
Is he dead in Transformers?
Yeah, in the fourth one, like it's pretty heavily implied that he's dead, and the fifth one they pretty much go, yeah, he's dead.
Oh, jeez, I didn't pick up on that.
Just like his career.
Sorry, Sheree.
I am not famous anymore.
Steve. Oh, sorry, Sharif.
So yeah, no, it was the point where you said that when the theme played and that kind of bring out the excitement. I experienced that, but then as the trailer played out, there were action scenes where it was, to me, it was really obvious it was a stuntman. they could have tried better to make him look like Harrison Ford, but that first close up of Harrison, man, he should have just, even if the last movie was not so great, just finish it and try not to milk it anymore.
Like, how do I put this? I feel like I'm just at a point where I look for in movies what I look for in games, where I just look for new stuff.
Yeah, and I reckon this one, for me, looking at the trailer, all I can think of is flogging a dead horse. I mean, the first, I know, people are going to hate me for saying this, but the first three, love the movies. Like Last Crusade's such a good film. I absolutely love that one. But for this one, it's just like, it's almost like a bit of a reunion tour, like bringing back all the old actors, like as a farewell tour kind of thing. And the vibe I got from it was like, it's just another movie that didn't really sing out to me, and I was really disappointed because I'm thinking, look, it's probably going to be good. But the preview I saw just didn't make me really want to go and see it. I'm kind of going to wait till it comes out on Netflix. That's the feeling I got.
Look, about the comments about people with these woke comments saying how he's going to be handing over the whip to his daughter so that they can make a new franchise. Is there any logic to those statements? Is there any, do you think that's what's happening?
I think people are just reading.
No, Stevie, go. I'll go next.
Yeah, sorry. I just think people are reading too much into that sort of stuff. It's a nice thing. Why not hand it on to his daughter? But should they make movies after that? Probably not.
Yeah,
I would agree with Steve there, to where it's just like, well, in all honesty, I don't love that word woke because I feel like that word has just lost all meaning. Like, if your criticism of a movie is, I don't like it because it's woke, it's a weak criticism because it's just pretty much saying, I don't like the movie because of this one thing. You're not looking at the whole picture.
Yeah,
I agree.
I feel like woke these days. I feel like woke is the word now used for people that hate the whole meaning behind woke because they use it as an excuse and stuff like that. Just as Ryan said, I did see here in Brunswick a graffiti that said it's not woke, it's called being awake. And seeing what the world is it is what it is now and stuff like that. And I don't like the term anymore because just like it's changed a little bit now, but back in the day people tarnished the word feminism because feminism was originally formed by women that wanted just equal chance, but then anyone that saw a strong woman just goes, oh, she's a feminist, as if it's a bad thing. And it's not a bad thing. And I feel like this is what woke has turned out to be.
Anything that's different from the norm, anything that changes from your expectations of what you perceive a certain character to be is labelled as woke. And
Exactly.
I think it's a bit much. I agree.
I think sorry, you go.
For example, if you look at the new God of War game, people are calling that woke because it's got a black giant in it who isn't mythologically accurate. And at the end of the day, that game is amazing. So that criticism has no bearing.
Well, people are saying the same thing about Rings of Power as well. Why is there a black elf? Does it matter?
Yes.
Doesn't matter.
It's so funny you say that, Steve, because about a month ago when the show first came out, I was discussing Lord of the Rings, the show, with a colleague at work, and they've gone, I just don't like how they've had to change it to a female lead. Like, why would they do that when it's meant to be, this hobbit and all that? And I turned around and I'm like, you do realise that's Galadriel, like
one of the main characters
in the Lord of the Rings. Just because they've chosen to focus on her doesn't make it woke,
Exactly. And like, we're talking about fictional characters here. I mean, like, they can be what they want to be because they're fictional, right?
Like,
right.
I believe
we are all inclusive.
I believe I said this in our Black Panther review. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter the ethnicity of the character. It just matters if the core of the character is still there and still the same.
Who gives a shit if it's a great story, it's a great character, and everyone enjoys it? It doesn't matter. It really does at the end of the day.
Doesn't matter what religion, what sexuality, what person you are, but we don't stand for blue people.
Well, that's Smurfs out for me.
I don't know if you've been seeing any of the stuff that James Cameron has been saying about Avatar, like, you can go to the toilet anytime you want during the movie. You'll go watch it again.
I am excited for Avatar, actually.
I have no thoughts on it.
Claudia and I recently rewatched Avatar because of the new one coming out. And man, that is such a good film. I loved it. Like, I know it's just dances with wolves in space, but it's great.
I've never heard it referred to as that.
Have you not heard that before?
No, I love it. I'm going to use it all the time.
It's the same storyline as Dances with Wolves, just in space.
Oh, that's so good.
Tribe person outside of the tribe joins tribe, fights the bad. You know, it's the same thing.
So it's the same plot as The Last Samurai as well.
I was just about to say that, yeah.
It really dances with samurai.
All right, let's move on to the last one. And does anybody have anything else to say about
Indy?
Indiana Jones? I was thinking about Avatar, Indiana Jones.
No, done.
All right, let's go on to GOTG3. How do we feel about that, Steve?
To be honest with you, I haven't even seen the trailer for it. I got to watch it.
Ooh.
Oh, hang on.
Wait.
Is that the one with Adam Warlock in it?
Yeah.
Then I have watched the trailer, and I think it looks really good. As a DC fan, I'm very much looking forward to seeing GOTG 3.
Yep.
Because they've all been really good so far. Just great entertainment, visually spectacular, good storylines. It's all you want in a movie. Something that you don't have to think too much about, and that's one thing I love about Guardians. You don't have to think about it. You just sit there and watch it and enjoy it for what it is.
Yeah. Sharif, Guardians of the Galaxy 3, my friend.
Two things. One, the uniforms rock that insignia over there. And two, when Groot came out, and he's just as buff as he came out during the Christmas special. That one, well, he's grown up.
He is the Chad Groot.
Yeah. But yeah, when Adam Warlock came out, all shiny, golden and glimmering. I'm not with Marvel. I'm not so much of the cosmic side, but GOTG swayed me in that direction. But then you have Adam Warlock, who's now the story's just gonna get bigger and bigger and bigger. I don't know. I'm still on the fence on that one.
I tend to sit in the opposite direction, where I think all the interesting Marvel stuff is that space stuff that they've got.
Grodd?
I really enjoyed it. I'm kind of in the same boat as Steve. Guardians of the Galaxy is kind of your comfort food. I just find it enjoyable. That's if I just sat down and go, I want to watch a Marvel movie tonight, Guardians of the Galaxy 1 especially would be probably top of that list, because I know it's just something I can replay and enjoy. A few notes on it, I guess. This is going to be a tough one, because we are going to have a death, and I fear it's me personally. I fear it's Rocket, and that's going to be hard for me personally, because I love Rocket and animals and stuff like that, and character. And I see that Lila has rocked up too in the trailer.
She's got a robotic arm as well.
Yeah.
I'm just muting everybody to see where this beeping sound is coming from.
Sorry, it's my washing machine.
Oh,
It's telling me it's finished.
Can't multitask. You go.
There it is. There, yeah.
And Mark Watson explodes in 3, 2, 1.
everybody, if you are wondering, Grodd's washing is done.
Yes, I've got like a 2-hour window when I get home. And this takes up an hour of it, so so I think it looked cool. I think it looked fun. We had obviously they're going to keep that funny tone. Obviously with Drax throwing the ball in the little kid's face, which was hilarious. But but at least that's what you expect from a Guardians of the Galaxy movie, where we revert back to what we didn't like about Thor. It's not exactly what you expect in a Thor movie, but at least with this Guardians of the Galaxy, you know the tone. It's going to have funny humor, and it's going to have cool spacey stuff, and you know what you're getting out of this. And obviously, high evolutionary. Sorry, the character. It looks really cool. A little bit different to the comics, but still looks cool. So, but yeah, that's all I'll say for now.
Speaking of that, I heavily implore people to go to YouTube after this show and look up the I think it was New York Comic Con when they announced the Guardians of the Galaxy 3 cast, and all of the actors came out as themselves, like Chris Pratt and so forth, and they're all on the stage, and they're all talking about Guardians of the Galaxy 3. And here comes the actor that's playing the High Evolutionary. I don't know his name, and he comes out in full High Evolutionary makeup and gear, and acts as the High Evolutionary. It is wonderful. It is so good because he comes out and says how he's going to exterminate and evolutionize humanity. It is really, really good.
Stayed in character. Yeah, it was really cool. And that actor is he's off Peacemaker. So the TV show. Yeah. So he's a bit of a James Gunn buddy.
How is he going to squeeze Michael Rooker into this movie?
Oh, flashback. I see Stallone's credited too. So Stallone's going to be in it again.
Which means he's who was he again? He was one of the Ravagers. No, he was one of the original Guardians.
Was he Vance Astro or was he one of the other ones?
Yeah, he was one of them, one of the CGI ones. I don't remember, but obviously, as Grodd said, that character will be coming back.
He wasn't CGI. Stallone was himself.
Oh, was he? Oh, okay. Sorry.
Yeah. In the second one, he's
one of the Reavers.
He was a Reaver.
Yeah.
Wonder if Miley Cyrus will be in this movie too.
Why?
She was in The Last Guardians.
When?
Where?
In one of the post-credit scenes, she plays one of the original Guardians.
Oh, she's one of the Watchers.
No, she plays one of the original Guardians. Like, you know, when they all show up at the end and they're like, "Oh, we're gonna have our little reunion," and it's the original characters from the Guardians of the Galaxy. That's where she shows up.
What?
I gotta watch it again.
I know. Was she on a wrecking ball?
No, it's just her voice.
Oh my god, I did not know that. That is so funny. It's like today I discovered that Jenna Ortega, Wednesday, from the new show Wednesday, was in Iron Man 3. She was a little girl in the flashback in a wheelchair or something.
You would have had to be. She's only 21 now.
Yeah. Wow.
Okay. That's pretty understandable. That's the only two things I would know her in.
Yeah. Well, what I'm looking forward to mostly in Guardians of the Galaxy is after the second one, the way James Gunn's mind works is the cameos of characters. I can't wait to see the surprises in this one. But the one thing that has always annoyed me about Guardians is how different Drax is from the comics. He's just. I can't stand Batista. Like, I really can't. I don't like him as a human being. I think he's an egotistical prick.
You only have to stand him for one more movie, and then he's never going to play Drax again.
Yeah. I just, he's such a freaking dickhead, I think, in real life.
Hope he's not on YouTube.
Yeah.
Like, I'm surprised now. I've seen recent statues of his character from June, which I'm really surprised of, because when the first Guardians came out and they were making statues for all the characters, they couldn't make a Drax one because Batista said no to selling his likeness.
Really?
Yeah.
Change of heart.
Yeah, maybe, money talks, who knows? But, I mean, I think he's just always been very, very egotistical, and he always thought that he was a better actor than he is. But again, that's just my personal opinion, coming from a wrestling background as well.
Well, I love wrestling, and I wasn't the biggest fan of him wrestling. I don't mind that he's made something of himself, but yeah, I think anyone in the wrestling industry is egotistic. It's just the way you get in.
Let's also be real. I truly believe that if it wasn't for Guardians of the Galaxy, Batista would never have made it in Hollywood.
He's done movies before.
Yeah, but they were all B-grade, straight to DVD movies before Guardians.
He was in a Bond movie.
I'm pretty sure he filmed that Bond movie before Guardians came out as well.
Yeah.
He was in Hotel Artemis as well. That's what
I do remember him in a Pitch Black. He was pretty good in that.
Pitch Black?
Yeah, the second one or third one. I can't remember which one.
I was going to say, I thought you meant the original. No way.
Vin Diesel was still in it.
Yeah, I'm talking about Batista.
Yeah, no, Vin Diesel was still in the movie. It was a sequel. Pretty sure it was a third one. I can't remember what it was called.
One of the Riddick ones.
Yeah, one of the Riddick ones, yeah. He was quite funny in it. He was a big doofus, but he was funny in it. I'm assuming it was similar to what he is as Drax. And straight after that, he got the Guardians gig. So,
yeah, right. Okay, fair enough. Because I'd only ever seen him in, before Guardians, I'd only ever seen him in the typical wrestling big guy roles, which is just the stupid comedies or, just typical roles that Hollywood would give to wrestlers.
yeah, true. There was another one, Kickboxer. He was in Van Damme. There's ongoing sequel. Van Damme was in that too.
They made a new Kickboxer with Batista.
Yeah.
Holy shit. Okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not going to say he's an amazing actor, but yeah, he really did find his niche with Drax. You're right.
Yeah. I just think that the amount of opportunities he's gotten is because of Guardians of the Galaxy, is my point.
True. I agree.
All right. Anything else to say?
Not on Guardians.
All right. Let's move on to some comic book news, shall we?
Got one thing before this. It's still movie related. It's Marvel related too. Disney recently got a new old CEO. So their previous CEO has come in after their new CEO has gotten the kick in the bum. He's gone. He just got renewed as well. So they clearly went, okay, this guy, he's not doing very well. We got to get rid of him. And one of the things that's coming along with this is Marvel are going to reevaluate this slate of Phase 5 and Phase 6. And we will see less Marvel stuff, but at a better quality. Discuss.
Yeah. Less quantity, more quality is what I heard, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of that.
I'm a big fan of it because there's just too much.
Too much Marvel. Like, doesn't
like look at She-Hulk, for instance. There were some episodes in there that were good. There were some that were bad. If they had just given that a little more time in the oven, could have been 9 really good, really funny episodes instead of 4 really good ones and 5 really bad ones.
I think if you cut it down to cut down quantity and go to quality, probably will never get a She-Hulk series. And see, I guess that's the beauty of just putting stuff out there. Sure, it's not going to all be amazing. What if they cut everything down with this new goal and it's not good?
I think it will be good because it means that they can spend more time on each individual project.
But what does more time mean that make it good? Like,
They can provide notes and feedback and then go and fix that stuff instead of going, oh, it's got to be out on December 30th on Disney Plus. We've got no time.
Yeah, see, from the reports that I've read, you both have solid arguments, but from what I've read, it's more the fact that the staff are spread thin, and they need to make things at a certain point, like you just said, Ryan. So I think it's not the fact that it's too much; it's the fact that they're trying to save money by not having as much animators and as much writers that they need. So I think they just need to spend more money on staff to make the shows all at a certain quality.
Yeah, but you can only have so many cooks in the kitchen before it becomes a mess.
So if you cut it down, the amount of movies, how are you ever going to get X-Men?
Yeah,
That's one that they would heavily prioritize because X-Men makes money.
Well, then what do you cut? She-Hulk? So that we never got it.
I don't know what they would cut, but apparently some of these things may also shift format as well.
Exactly.
So some things that are already announced as movies or TV shows will get shifted into specials. Some things that were announced as movies may become a TV series.
like Armor Wars.
Yeah, like Armor Wars that recently happened where it went from a Disney Plus show into a movie.
Would they maybe turn them to animated content?
I don't like the chances of that.
Because I know with, and Mark will definitely agree with me being DC fans, the DC animated stuff is actually pretty good compared to the live action. So maybe that's another avenue that they could look at instead of just doing live movies, actually having animated that way. They've got different people working on different projects.
For some reason, Marvel have never been as good. Like the one thing DC have always been so much better at than Marvel is their animated
Division.
movies. Yeah, Division. Thank you, Sharif.
And their comics.
I've never understood why Marvel have never concentrated on animated. You know, there was once upon a time, it was in the era where they made the Avengers movies, cartoon movies. They made the Hulk versus movie. They made the Thor Tales of Asgard, Doctor Strange and Iron Man movie. And for a couple of years, Marvel animation was really doing well. And then Marvel just seemed to dump it and not care anymore. And it never made any sense to me.
Because
Most
the movies
most likely they're just refocusing.
Yeah.
How can you have comic books as your business and not have animation as
Yeah, kind of makes sense.
I wouldn't exactly say that Marvel's main business is comic books anymore.
Yeah, it's still all storytelling in different mediums. Whether it's animation, movies, or TV special, different medium, same thing.
Yeah. Yeah. It's definitely an interesting discussion because, like either way they go, something's going to miss out. It's going to be something that somebody else loves.
like even DC, they were doing for a long period of time. DC were doing an animated movie every 6 months.
Yeah, but here's the thing. DC animation got really bad at a point too, around the time where they had a connected universe.
I don't like the animation at the moment, the way the style is.
Neither do I.
For me, with DC animated, I fell off around, like, I would say, which one is the one where they introduced Aquaman? Was it the one that was based off Throne of Atlantis?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where I stopped.
Yeah, see, I always loved it. I love DC animated movies. Every time a new one came out, I was so excited to watch it, where now I'm still buying them, but I'm not watching them. Like, I've got the new Green Lantern one and the new Catwoman one, and I've had them for like months now, and I still haven't bothered watching them.
Mm.
Yeah. I'm not an anime fan, so that's just me.
Are you not watching it because of the different art style? Because
Could
Yeah,
be that. I
Yeah.
reckon that'd factor into me too, Bo. So yeah.
yeah, I just don't like it. I thought the old animation was perfect. Like, obviously, it's a matter of age groups as well.
Yeah.
But I love classic animation. I don't like the animation that DC are doing now.
Does
I don't
it
even
just-
know how to describe it.
Does it feel just too clean, Bo? Is that what? That's kind of what
That's
I
what it
see.
is. It's like their profiles and everything. Like, they have it like this border. It's almost like computer animated. Like, I
think
don't know, but I just don't like it. You know?
Kind of looks like an upgraded Archer TV series. Sort of.
Yes, Archer, exactly. I don't like that.
Nah, neither do I. I'm a bit of an Archer fan, but the animation gets me when I watch Archer. So when I'm about 3 episodes in, I'm just like, I can't take this animation anymore.
Oh, I
Yeah.
love it.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
yeah, well, especially with the new DC ones. It's definitely different than the New 52 universe. A lot cleaner, I feel. But if you're put off with the different art style in the animation, are you the same with comics as well?
Yes. Yeah. So one of the arguments that I used to have with old friends is, and again, I'm well aware that I'm probably in the minority, but I don't like, in comics, that is, I don't like cartoony style. When I read a comic, I want to be immersed in it as much as possible, like it's real, which is why I like which is why I like art that makes it look real, right? I'm not a huge fan of Humberto Ramos and Scotty Young and things like they're all great for covers, but I don't like cartoony comics because it's like I'm reading a cartoon, and that's not what I'm in the comics for.
To answer Sharif's question, it's sort of similar to Bo's situation. With comics, art can be a difference for me. I know that there is an artist, Rosmo. He's known.
I hate that. I hate his art.
His art, like he's doing Harley Quinn at the moment. He just changed to Tim Drake, and I'm going, oh, I want to get Tim Drake. And I looked at the artist. I'm going, I'm not getting that. And he's got this Johnny Bravo. They all look like Johnny Bravo cartoons. They've got the big long heads and stuff like that. Look, obviously I don't know. There must be fans out there because
They all have like noodle arms.
Yeah. So it made a difference.
It seems to be the popular choice, though, doesn't it, Grodd?
Yeah, agree. And plus, too, we all got different tastes, so you got to like what you like and stuff like that. But I'm with you. I don't like it too cartoonish as well. I'm the same. I like it just to be not clean. I like it to be rough around the edges, and so. But yeah, it's hard to explain, I guess, because we're not proper artists. So.
Yeah, it's very easy to take something without actually having the skill to do it yourself.
100%.
One thing
we feel like Wakers just talking about it.
Go right.
One thing that I feel like will also play into it as well is, does it fit the character? Does it fit the type of story that's being told with that character? So like
100%.
something like Riley Rosmo, that art might work very well with someone like Plastic Man.
Yeah. Or Harley Quinn.
Whereas, so Ramos and Spider-Man, I think that works well because it portrays the motion of Spider-Man, and you could actually see him swing off the page.
Right. Good. Also, too, we put in category. I suppose he's pretty good at everything. Alex Ross, I think he has a certain type. He's really good at drawing Batman and Captain America.
Yeah. Yeah. See,
Yeah.
for me, it's Alex Ross,
Controversial.
Ross, Clayton Crane, Avi Granov, Delotto. I love that realistic look.
Yeah.
I love Ivan Reis's stuff. He's awesome. He's a good artist.
Like,
Reese.
let me put this out here. Alex Ross, I don't love his stuff. I think covers, yeah. Interiors, I'm just like, I don't like it. Too realistic.
Too realistic. See, that doesn't make sense to me. That's like looking at a woman and saying she's too beautiful.
Because I look at Alex Ross and I go, why don't I just go watch a movie?
Because they haven't made the movie.
I was going to say, that's almost a good thing.
Yeah.
But I do have to admit, because he's done a lot of covers lately of Black Panther. I don't like his Black Panther. But I do like his Captain America and Batman. But yeah, and I don't reckon he'd draw a good Superman because just the jaw doesn't fit too well. I don't know. Again, I just feel like a wanker talking about this because what do I know?
Yeah, we like what we like and we don't like what we don't. So
Exactly. I can't help what I like and dislike with art, unfortunately. Sorry to all the artists out there.
Which brings me to my next point. We all saw, I know Grodd's at least seen half of it, but the general comic population has all seen the animated movie Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, correct?
Yep.
I actually got to see that movie early when it came out.
Okay, we don't have time for show-offs at the moment, Ryan.
I'm sure it was just the same.
And you know how Sony was like applauded for their art style in that movie, right? And Sony patented that art style so no one else can use it. Have you heard about the sequel, what they're doing?
It's like 25 different art styles in the movie or something, isn't it?
25 different art styles is way, way, way off the mark, my friend. It is 6.
Close enough.
They have 6 different art styles in this sequel, which makes me wonder, what's it going to be like?
I suspect it's because we'll go to 6 different Earths in the movie.
Yeah.
And each one will just have its own art style.
Yeah. Like they bring in a different artist for a flashback or something like that. Yeah.
You don't want the whole story just going through and then being a different artist at different points in the movie. That would absolutely give me the shit.
Yeah.
Like the characters, they'll maintain their art style, like in the original Spider-Verse, but it'll just be the environment that changes art style.
Yeah.
It does make you worry a little bit. Well, it does make you think a little bit. Yeah.
No, I agree with you, Grodd. It does make you worry a little bit because what happens generally when you give somebody so much praise and say you're so good, you're so good, you're so good, you then start trying to overdo it and you then fail. So I'm hoping Sony isn't going, we're so good with this Spider-Verse now, we can do this, and it ends up not being great.
Yeah, but they think they're good enough to make a good live action movie. Look at the Craven movie.
Yeah, they're not making the greatest decisions lately, are they?
Morbius, anyone?
Venom 2?
Actually, no, I liked that one. Venom 1?
You liked Venom 2?
Yeah, I liked that more than the first one.
Okay, we don't need that anymore.
I'm interested to know why.
Yeah, why?
I just feel like it flows better as a movie compared to the first one.
Oh, right.
Yep. That definitely sounds made up. Yep.
All right.
It's got a script already in front of him.
That's fair enough.
Ryan's getting royalties from Sony.
Yeah, Sony show right here.
That's how he got his
see
mic.
Yeah, that's how I got to see it early.
Oh, fair enough, Ryan. We all have the right to our own opinion, even if they're wrong.
Exactly.
What other comic book news do we have, gents?
Craven will be the greatest Marvel movie of all time.
No, it won't. Madam Web will be.
Hey, now that's got the chick from 50 Shades of Grey. So just yeah, it'll be a good movie. It'll be a very good movie.
How does that make it a winner?
Nice things to look at.
I'm going to be looking at her the whole time in this Spider-Man movie and saying, yeah, she loves bondage.
Yeah, and I'm gonna be watching this movie and going, oh, Madam Web, she looks pretty nice. She's not
And you
geriatric
like
anymore.
bondage.
I can get on board with this.
Why all Ryan's windows fogged up?
Come in.
Ryan drops some news on us today, and that is the fact that Patty Jenkins and Wonder Woman #3 has been cancelled.
Did you read the whole article?
I did
Yeah.
not.
I can random on. take 'em
Okay,
off.
so apparently it's not just Wonder Woman 3 that's cancelled. No more Jason Momoa as Aquaman after Aquaman 2.
Yeah.
No more Cavill as Superman, potentially after The Flash.
What?
And we're getting a fresh start, apparently.
What?
Yeah, and apparently
Wait, so no MOS2?
Nope, no Man of Steel 2. Apparently that's not happening anymore.
there's also more. There's more.
Oh,
No Black Adam 2
Yep, that too.
been scrapped. There was an announcement there was going to be a Hawkman spin-off that is now scrapped. The Batman is untouched, but the Reeves one.
Oh my god.
And James Gunn and Peter Stefan are going to make a presentation next week of what their plan is going to be. But yeah, this is all rumors just by a source close by. But yeah, definitely Wonder Woman is scrapped. That is confirmed. Man of Steel is probably gone.
Oh my
Aquaman,
god.
Momoa is done after this. And because the rumor is he's going to play Lobo.
Yeah.
What? Oh, whoa. Who's playing Lobo?
Jason Momoa,
Momoa.
apparently.
Hang on. So,
Get out from
So
under
the
your
only-
Marvel rock, knackers.
sorry, what?
Get out from under your Marvel rock, knackers.
So the only two good things other than Batman that DC have, which is Jason Momoa Aquaman and Henry Cavill as Superman, is being scrapped. Henry Cavill has just quit The Witcher to go be Superman, and you're telling me they're going to scrap him? Why am I getting so upset about this?
Well, here's the thing, though. The DC movies, for the majority part, not good.
I know
good that
this.
They're just going to pull the whole thing down and just start from scratch. I think that's a good thing to do.
What the fuck?
Yeah, no. When I heard that news, like, I don't mind. Look, I want Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman too, as well. I reckon that's a perfect casting. It just needs to be a better movie that she's in because we all forget how good the first one was.
This one
And
was great.
everyone-
Can we just blame the writers for giving us bad scripts?
Yes.
Just keep the actors, have good scripts.
Exactly.
Damn you, Jeff Johns, for Wonder Woman 84.
Exactly, yeah. Yeah, 100% agree, Sharif. I mean, this is not the actor's fault, and they're getting canned for it. Like, Henry Cavill is a great casting. We all know this.
Exactly. It's not the actor's fault unless it's Batista.
Oh, we're circling back to that, are we?
You heard it here first. Dave Bautista cast as Space Cabbie.
Oh, wait, I'm just getting a message from Dave right now. F you, Bo. I'll see you in the ring. Yeah. And hang on. No, it's faking out. It's all good. All right, sorry.
Block him.
I'm just shocked at the Henry Cavill.
Well, here's the thing. If you keep anything, you'll confuse people.
I don't understand that sentence.
No,
For years,
Yeah.
we keep saying people are going to be confused. Too many Batmen, people are going to be confused. Too many actors playing the same, people are going to be confused. I know the world is full of idiots, but not everybody's an idiot.
I'm not saying they're idiots. I'm just saying it'll be really confusing if you suddenly go, okay, we've got Henry Cavill as Superman here. We've got Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman. We've got Jason Momoa as Aquaman. Your Batman now, he's completely different. Your Cyborg, he's completely different. Your Flash, he's completely different. At that point, you might as well just start from scratch.
Oh, God, this frustrates
It's kind of what everyone has been saying until recent years lately, is that DC does just need to reboot, just kick it all out, start fresh. And unfortunately, James Gunn and this new guy, I keep forgetting his name, Safran, have to play the bad guy and cut the good that was left in DC and go new again. It's like there's disappointment involved in it, but yeah.
Look, that means that Gunn's going to be cutting his own stuff too, seeing as how there's the Suicide Squad and Peacemaker, which he worked on.
See, that's the thing. He won't cut that. It's the first person he messaged when he got the gig. It was John Cena. So,
yeah, we better be getting more Peacemaker.
Yeah, exactly.
Great show.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just going to wait and see on all this sort of stuff. Look, I know he's open to stuff. Steve put a post up in one of our private messages about him putting out any suggestions, and most fans put out Booster Gold, and he was quite surprised with it. And now his eyes are open that there is a revenue for Booster Gold, so this is fantastic. That he's actually out there listening to fans, and the fact that he responded by like he was really surprised that Booster Gold got the most recommendations by fans.
The other interesting thing too, mate, is if they're going to reboot, I mean, obviously Blue Beetle's coming out next year as well. So does that mean if they go ahead with another Blue Beetle movie, they'll recast who's playing Jaime?
Blue Beetle, that could be the one that just kicks it off.
Well,
yeah. So as long as they don't tie it in with any of the other characters, it should be fine. If it's a standalone movie, then they can just sort of bring him in. But yeah, it's confusing no matter what way they go. I agree with Bo and I agree with Ryan.
No, you can't agree with both of us. Who do you like better?
It's all right, Mark. I do DC videos with you. It's okay to say me.
I cuddle afterwards, though, Grodd.
Yeah. Oh, jeez. Oh, it's getting on. Excuse me, I gotta go. My washing went off. Look, I don't know how to feel about it yet. To be honest, I'm more disappointed, just like Bo, with the Man of Steel thing the most. That hurts the most. So,
I think that, like I've said, the best thing they can do is tear down the decrepit building that they've built and start over from a good foundation.
Yep. We just got to build that foundation, I guess, now. Rebuild it.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
All right. Any other news? Because I've got one other bit, but you guys got any other news?
No. What's your news?
Grodd?
Oh, I just have one, but I'll quickly just brush over it. James Gunn put up on Instagram just a picture of Mr. Terrific and go, thoughts.
Oh, really?
I thought that was cool.
Terrific.
I think it's terrific too.
Yeah, I think Mr. Terrific is one that has a lot of potential. I think there's a lot of DC characters that I don't really know that much about that has a lot of potential, you know? I mean, one of the things that I love and respect about the comics that you buy, Grodd, is that you buy the comics that aren't the most popular characters. And it makes me kind of interested in those characters because I think to myself, if one of my friends who I respect their opinion buys these characters' comics, there's got to be something in there that I'm not seeing. And like you talk about, you know, your Mr. Terrifics, your who's the multicolored guy in DC?
Metamorpho.
Metamorpho. You know, and it's just like, well, you know, maybe these guys need a bit more of a spotlight on them. And it doesn't need to be your classic characters like Superman and Batman and Wonder Woman and Batman and Aquaman and Batman and Wonder Woman and Batman. And Batman. Yeah, okay. So
someone say more Batman?
If anything,
My
do you
last-
think they're actually pulling back on Batman? Are they going to be condensing their Batman?
That was another rumor, yeah.
We won't have 5 Batman running around. We'll have 4.
Yeah.
Still
last
3
bit-
too many.
Did you see that all the original Tobey Maguire Spider-Man 4 plot and costumes and basically the whole storyline for Spider-Man 4 was released?
Plot's been around for years at this point for that movie,
no,
but
You're right, it has, but in the last week, they've released pictures of what the Vulture costume was actually made to look like. Mysterio's costume, Electro, and they even had the the storyboards for the entire movie. And if you go watch a YouTube channel that I watch called Emergency Awesome, which is a really good channel, there's an episode about that Spider-Man 4, which tells you the whole plot of Spider-Man 4.
Kind of makes you feel sad in a way because it's just like, here's something you could have got, but you didn't.
Well, as much as I liked a few things like John Malkovich playing Vulture and the design,
Awesome.
and the design of Vulture, there was also the fact that Angelina Jolie was going to be playing the Vulture's daughter, and she was going to be Vulturette or
Right.
some female version of the Vulture that's never existed in the comics. So I'm kind of glad that never happened.
I'm kind of glad that we never got a 4th one for the simple reason of I liked the end of the 3rd one. It was just the end of the story. Peter Parker, he's done for the most part. I feel like one of the biggest problems with Spider-Man is just that he doesn't have an ending. He never ends.
Yeah. Because certain characters, I think, are never going to... You're never going to end them. Superman, Batman, Spider-Man, for example, you're never going to end them. They're always going to keep going.
Yeah, good.
All right. Well, we've certainly gone over time. Anything else people want to add? Grodd, have you got any words of wisdom before we leave?
I can do a little fun fact. Pigeons, the bird pigeons, they have like a nerve system through their neck and to their head that send out nerve systems to make them walk. So when they bobble their heads, that's them moving their feet forward. So if you ever go close to a pigeon and make them run, you'll see that they'll bob their heads quicker. That's them sending signals down to move their legs.
I was always under the impression they were big Saturday Night Live fans.
Dude, that's so random.
But a good one.
But yeah, I bet you if you see a pigeon now, that's what you'll think, because you'll see them when they walk, they'll bobble their heads exactly the way they walk, step by step.
Yeah, okay. I get that. All right. Well, thank you very much for joining us on your busy Thursday night, ladies and gentlemen. And if you're watching the replay, thank you very much for joining us on whatever night you're watching us. As I mentioned at the start of the video, if you are not part of the AussieVerse, which means not being a subscriber, please consider subscribing so that when we do giveaways, you can be a part of that. If you're not a subscriber, we're not going to send you anything, but we are going to appreciate you watching. And once we do get to 500 subscribers, which shouldn't be too far away, we will be doing another giveaway. So if you are watching the video, subscribe. And if you don't want to subscribe, consider giving the video just that good old thumbs up, because it does help with our YouTube algorithm and it does make the YouTube channel grow, because we do have many ideas that we do want to take this channel and make it grow and make a big, huge, loving community. And because of that, I do also want to mention that a big chunk of our love is coming from a wonderful, magical place that we know that is called Comx. And they have comic creators on their website, comic artists, comic everything to do with Australian comics that you could ever possibly think of, go check out Comx, because they also sell all Australian comics that are on Kickstarters and all around the country that have all of Australian comics. And if you want to purchase one, you want to purchase 5, you want to purchase 10, guess what? Comx will only charge you 1 flat shipping rate. And before we go and do the plug-in and we get to the lovin', ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, what is No, not Comx. What is AussieVerse?
Comx is for life.
And so is AussieVerse. Thank you very much. Wave goodbye.
Comx for life, people.
Bye.
This show is sponsored by the Comx Shop. Check out comx.cx for all things Comx and find out what Comx is all about. We hope you enjoyed the show.